Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Code. So today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to feature a few more of the amazing Faithful texture pack insertions here. Also to note, we are on the new Minecraft Snapshot 21W15A. This is actually the server version of it. So we are on a server here, doing a little bit of testing, working out some of the kinks throughout the process here of eventually wanting to upgrade the CodeMC server to a 1.17 server. So we're on the server version, like I said, and we're going to go through a few things. But one of the main things I kind of wanted to feature in this thing was these new Faithful texture packs. As you see, we are not running the vanilla textures with everything. These are all the brand new ores developed by the Faithful team. There's a couple of them that have not been finished yet. The Deep Slate ores were just finished up here recently, so all of these have been completed. But a few of the actual Deep Slate variations have not been completed yet. So the polished Deep Slate has not been completed yet. This is still a, what is that, 16-bit or something like that, along with the cracked Deep Slate and the chiseled Deep Slate. Those are not featured in the resource pack that has been released by the Faithful team. Now, the regular Deep Slate and the cobbled Deep Slate versions have been added. As you see, those are very nicely 32-bit textures, and this polished this Deep Slate tiles, this looks absolutely incredible as a 32-bit version. This is just wonderful. A few of the other ones that I think I may have mentioned in my previous Faithful texture pack video are still in this one here. These have been tweaked a little bit. We have the amethyst, the calcite, the tuff, and the dripstone block. Those are all 32-bit, along with the rooted dirt. This one looks kind of cool as well. The most recent additions have been these azalea bushes. Now, they don't have the azalea leaves done quite yet. Let's take a look at those. And the regular leaf, yeah, the flowering azalea and the actual azalea leaves themselves have not been added to the Faithful texture pack, but other leaves have that have been in here for a while, like jungle leaves and things like that. You see it's 32-bit instead of the 16-bit. Pixels are half the size, so. But hopefully they'll get those added soon. I'm not too worried about that one. But a few other things that we can talk about in this 21W15 snapshot is the addition of these blocks here. This is a block of raw iron, a block of raw gold, and a block of raw copper. So if you have not been following along with some of these things, let's go ahead and clear my inventory out here. We'll go to survival mode here. And whenever you're mining gold, copper, and iron now, you are going to get dropped the raw version of those ores. So, for example, in previous versions of Minecraft, when you mined iron, you got the whole block, and then you had to smelt the whole block in the furnace. Well, now that's not the case. They have added it so you can actually add fortune to your pickaxe and be able to get more out of each block. So before, I would mine one of these irons here, and it would equate to 1 iron ingot. Well, now, with this pickaxe having fortune 3 on it, I can mine these 3 here, and I get dropped the raw iron. So I grab that. Now look, I have 9 raw iron. Now this 9 raw iron can be turned into 9 iron ingots. So before, mining 3 of those would have given me 3 iron ingots. Now I am up to 9. Now, of course, the fortune is not necessarily a 1-for-1 kind of thing, or a 1-for-2, or a 1-for-3. It's variable. But you will still get more out of it than you would with just individual blocks. And the same goes for both the gold, and say I got 8 out of that one, and we'll throw that into the furnace there. And then the same goes with the copper. We get dropped raw copper, and I got 7 out of that one. So as you see, it is kind of variable. It's not solid in any one direction. Now, of course, the same thing goes with diamonds and coal, but that works exactly how it's always worked. You do get XP drops on these without Silk Touch. You do not get XP drops on the gold, iron, or copper. So I don't know if that's coming in the near future. It might be. And then I believe the Deep Slate versions work exactly the same way. We got 5 that time out of that one. 5 out of that one. And 9 out of that one. So I actually did pretty well on that one. Of course, we can just smelt these up along with the same things. We can go right on top. Since it does equate to the same end item, you can just put, no matter if it's Deep Slate or not, you can put that in there. And of course, we do see that coal drops XP, and so does diamond. So we can use those two sources as XP sources. We cannot use iron. Now you will get the XP drops out of when you pull it out of the furnace. So if I pull this out, you'll hear the XP. I got the XP out of the furnace. So I was hoping maybe you would get the XP out of the actual drop itself whenever you're mining it up, but it looks like you're only going to be able to get it when you smelt it down, which I guess is okay. So you still get the XP either way. It's just not quite it's not quite consistent with the rest of the items that are out there. So these blocks here of raw iron, raw gold, and raw copper work with the same thing you would imagine here. Let's go back to creative mode. I'm sitting here looking for that. So let's get to raw, and we'll grab a stack of this, and a stack of this. And then if we grab a crafting table as well, we can make these up into blocks of raw. So of course you can still take your regular items like your iron here and make regular blocks of iron, just like you always would. Same with the block of gold. There we are. Now copper is a little bit different. So let's search for a copper block here. And it actually only requires 4. So of course you can still do, you can still do that like you always would, but you also have the ability now to take the raw and make blocks of raw to help with your inventory issues. So you can take raw iron here, and we can just bundle this up into a full block here, and now we get a block of raw iron. And of course you can split this back out into raw iron really easily as well. So this can help be an alleviation of some of your inventory issues if you need to haul around a lot of raw iron. And it goes the same with the copper. And of course, the gold works the same way as well. So that's how you're able to get those blocks in a normal way. So one thing I did want to make a quick note of is that blocks of copper cannot be used with a beacon. Now, I don't know if this is going to change or not. Since the blocks of copper require less to make, they only require 4 copper ingots to make. I'm wondering if that's their reasoning behind it. It's not quite as valuable. So I'm not so sure about this. I was hoping we would be able to make a beacon out of copper blocks as well, but we can still do this with gold or whatever other valuable precious item you want, just to show that this beacon does actually work with just a 1x3. There it is. So it does not work with the copper blocks, which is a big bummer. I was hoping that would actually work. So if you've also been following along with everything that's going on with these snapshots, this snapshot does include the old world generation. The world is no longer twice the height. It does stop at Y level 0 now and does not keep going on below it. They have decided to make these changes, and you can check out Mojang's video for the reasonings behind some of this stuff. They are going to release stuff in a 2-part. 1.17 is going to be released in 2 parts. The first part coming this summer, and the next part coming over the holiday, so towards the end of the year, which is kind of a bummer because I was hoping it wasn't going to be so long between 1.16 release and the 1.17 release, but I guess we are at the mercy of Mojang on that one, so that's okay. They have said that they will release a lot of these features, like the new world generation and stuff like that, as part of a data pack that you can use when you generate a new world, but it is not going to be part of the official release. But you can still see here that we do still have the glow lichen appearing. We do still have the amethyst geodes happening. We do have the glow squid. I see one of them randomly there. Now the glow squid is probably not going to happen near as often because we are kind of limited with the way this world generates. The glow squid, they got rid of the waterlogged caves and stuff like that. So the place that the glow squid generated wasn't the waterlogged caves. So they're basically limited to generating in these odd little spots. So hopefully they come up with a solution for that. And we can actually look down here in this little cave here. We'll see some of the deep slate coming through. Now in the old versions of the snapshots, anything below Y0 was deep slate, and of course the ore variants of that. But in this case, they're just kind of having to sprinkle it in here towards the bottom of the world. And we can see both regular ores and deep slate ores here as well. This is untouched world generation here. I did not place any of these blocks, so the ore distribution is now back to normal as of previous versions of Minecraft. So there is no changes in the actual ore distribution and how like diamonds and gold and all that kind of stuff is distributed. There's another glow squid. So it looks like glow squid are going to be very, very rare here at first because of the lack of waterlogged caves, and which is their natural place for spawning. All right, guys, thank you for joining me on this little one here. I hope you guys really like these textures. I will link the Faithful texture pack in the description below, and I will also link the release from Mojang on this new snapshot in the description below as well, so you guys can check it all out. You can download it and try it out. As I said before, this is actually a 1.17 server, and I've been testing out these versions, trying to interrogate them and see how they're actually going to be performing, and hopefully maybe we can get to a 1.17 release here semi-soon. Knowing that the world generation is going to be the same as 1.16, we may consider actually starting Season 2 earlier than we had expected. So hopefully they can come up with something really soon. I'm hoping this summer release is more of an early summer release, and then we can be on our way to a brand new and exciting Season 2 of CodeMC. So thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys on the next video.